You're tuned in to the Musical Mamas broadcast. I'm your host, Cinder Sparks. Have a rest and take note as we showcase musical mamas, women in the music industry, and friends of musical mamas, discovering their journey through the magic of music. Well, welcome to the Musical Mamas broadcast. I'm here, your host, Cinder Sparks, at the Csparksfly crash pad in Edmonton, visiting with Dixie Davies and her husband, Greg. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello. Taking a little travel down to Edmonton from Stony Plain, where I first ran into you recently at the old bar. I was just so thrilled with your performance at that open stage. It made me run home and Google stuff, which I really thank you for, because I love being that intrigued. And I really was taken aback with the surprise about the song that you performed, one out of the four, but particularly the one that goes to the House of the Rising Sun. But it had different lyrics, and that made me Google all over the place and see a bunch of history about this song that is older than dirt and allows for a wonderful populace of creativity. Tell me about your song and how that came to be a discovery for you.
Well, originally, watching the series Sons of Anarchy,
Yes.
it was on that show, and so then I had to Google it. And then it's a tune I already knew, everybody that plays it's like one of the first ones you learn. And the lyrics I really related to the lyrics.
Yes.
And so the song is actually, the lyrics are done by White Buffalo in 2011, and they performed it for the show. And and so it's just one of my favorites.
Oh, that's, I can understand why. I think it kind of gives a little bit of a renewal, and this still has that bluesy, feel to it that,
Yep, it's got that edge.
Yes, and I guess that's why it would become a blues classic standard.
Yeah.
That's, defies the age of time.
For sure.
Yes. Was there, I think you may have mentioned too that it had a certain title because it was with the Sons of Anarchy, and it was about the mother in that.
Yes, Gemma.
Gemma's
is
song.
one of the main characters in there, and is like close to the end of the show, and she's gonna die, or she's in a really bad spot anyways, and it's kind of her swan song is what I thought of it as.
Swan song. I like that term. Is that something that you've coined, or is this something that's new to me, being something called a swan song? I know about torch songs, but
No, a swan song is like it's an old saying.
An old saying. Oh. What would it mean, like just because it's for a ladies, about a woman, or?
Well, no, it's pretty much like their last song.
Oh.
The end of their being,
Yes, like something that a send off, kind of an anthem of sorts.
Well, like if you had a long-term job with the company, and your last act at the company, that would be your swan song.
Okay.
It's like at the end of you working at the company, and it's your last.
That makes total sense. Yes. Yeah. Very cool.
And so for Gemma, I think it was the end of her life.
Yes. Yeah. Well, fortunately, we have a good clip of this wonderful rendition to share in this broadcast a little bit later. But I want to know more about Dixie's adventures with music and how that has woven into your life and things that you have done.
I don't ever remember not having music in my life. Like both my parents are really musical, and just grew up with music all the time. And then when I got old enough, I wanted my own guitar, and I actually wanted to learn how to play piano. And God, it seems like it's just always been there. And then I was playing and having a great time playing with band and everything when I was younger. But then, you know, you get married, you have kids, and so that stuff kind of goes aside. And but then I got into teaching, and I got to teach music at school. Like I always tried to make sure music was involved in what I was doing somehow.
Yes.
And so then that was the teaching, and then I got into the restaurant business, and I had to have music in there.
Of course.
And I discovered that around the neighborhood of the restaurant, there's so much talent. It's ridiculous. And one of the guys, I was over at his house, and he happened to pick up his banjo and he was playing, and I'm like, wow, like, you should be sharing this. Where do you play? And he says, well, right here in my living room.
Yes.
I said, well, no, you got to be sharing this. It's like phenomenal. And so then I started having musicians come in on Friday nights at the restaurant, and we'd sit around in a circle and just play together. And that went on for a couple of years, and then I let the restaurant go, and we moved the jam into Stony Plain, and started out at Moonshiners, and then we branched over to the hotel, and it's been going ever since. And it's the people that originally helped me get the jam going at the restaurant. It's been so cool watching them grow. Like, it's been amazing. They're like my little chickadees.
A wonderful gathering of bringing people together and making the world better a little bit at a time with music, eh?
Yeah, and then it pretty much got me back into playing, and you know, I've got a long ways to go to get back to where I was, you know, but you know,
in due time, enjoy
having
the
fun
journey.
along the way.
Yes, exactly. Enjoy it along the way.
Yeah.
Well, any comments about music and how this has affected your life, being the other half of Dixie?
He's actually my roadie.
Your roadie, this is even better. Oh, very good. Kudos to you.
I gotta make sure she has her guitar and all of her equipment and set it up if we have to set it up, and then sit down and watch and cheer them on and everything else. Everybody is on the stage, and yeah, it's really cool.
Well, no doubt. I think certainly life is better when you have a little music to go along with it, eh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And a good partner to hit the road with once in a while and have some fun, for sure.
Yeah.
I know I've been happier the more places I could bring my daughter, because she gives me a much needed helping hand sometimes with gear.
Yeah,
But
he's the brawn.
yes.
I pack everything in and pack it out, and so, but no, it's been great so far.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking this interview with me, and for the Musical Mamas Society. And we're going to sign off there, but I hope to see you again at some other jams. I'm certainly looking to gather up some musical mamas, perhaps what we call a musical mama invasion, where we, squeeze everyone in with a lot of gear into the van and hit out and take in, opportunities for cool stages like the one that you have going on there at the old bar. Yeah. Do you call it the old hotel or just the old bar? Because I saw signs of the old bar. Either way, everyone knows what that place is. Yeah.
Like if you're going into the restaurant, it's the old hotel. If you're going into the bar, it's the old bar.
Oh yes, for sure. I love the the retro antiquity of the place, and being able to go out and seeing different places like that.
It's got a history.
Yes, you can feel that cool vibe when you go in there too. It's so welcoming. Yeah, and nice to see it so well kept too, Yeah. We've lost a lot of our older buildings here in Edmonton, and being from old Edmonton, I have a certain passion for, that type of era, and like to see things more preserved, but certainly was a great example for some Alberta heritage there.
Yeah.
The walls could talk, eh?
Ooh, yeah.
You were twirling them. What the hell's going on? I'm so dizzy, man. You okay, Gordon?
There's a house in Charlottetown they call the Rising Sun. It's been the room of many poor girls and me. Oh God, I'm one. If I listen to my mama, Lord, I'd be home today. But I was young and foolish, and some ride led me astray. Go tell my baby sister, never do what I have done to shun the house in charming town they call the Rising
Mosey on over to Petals on the Trail, where the gifts are great. Come see what's for sale. Flowers, local art, music, and more. Go to the store, so much to explore. Mosey on over to Petals on the Trail. Located at 12720 127th Street, Edmonton, 780-482-7673. PedalsOnTheTrail.ca. Gold sponsor of the Musical Mamas Society. I'm Cinder Sparks. Thank you for listening. Tune in again and take note to share the Musical Mamas broadcast. Produced in partnership with Csparksfly Productions, the Musical Mama Society, and our gold sponsors, Petals on the Trail, Axe Construction, and the Edmonton Muse. Make your party a blast. Csparksfly. Visit cindersparks.com to find out more. To send contact requests and music, go to musicalmamasociety.com.